Welcome to the Prophecy Club. Our topic today is reduced suitcase nukes. Good news. Now, my office wants me to say this, so please click like, share, and subscribe. Please. That helps us to reach more people. Doesn't hurt anything, doesn't cost anything. Nobody bothers you, so just help us reach more people. Okay, before I get started, this is an overview. We cover a lot of things in Prophecy Club. Matter of fact, I've been doing this 40 years now. So this is a summary of what the prophecies seem to be saying. As a matter of fact, none of this comes from me. This is what in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses say. So we're looking at massive arrests, as in the number of 400,000 plus to start before the 2024 election. I know that's very, very dangerous to say, but it's not me saying it. And specifically, that is Chris Reed saying that. And several say that Trump is going to be in charge. And it's not just a new governmental system, it's also a new financial system. Now, this is important for me to tie together with some other things about to bring you. And that is, as Vicky Parnell was told, she signed a death certificate for America in the presence of Gabriel. And I don't think you lie about receiving an angel visit and live too long. I think she did. In other words, the all-capital United States of America is going. And there's a new republic, and that's the next point. We're about to get a new financial system, a new flag, a new name. It'll be called the Republic of the United States, so I'm told. A new paper dollar that will initially be paper, but eventually we all know it's going to go digital. Chaos is about to hit America like we've never seen. It's going to hit us, but somewhere around July 2025, Chris Reed was told we begin to pull out of. The ship begins to right itself. I don't believe this is the internal revolution, and I'm going to show you, well, I'll tell you, because none of the prophecies given to Leslie that precede the internal revolution have come to pass. None of them. So, yeah, it's not the internal revolution. I do think it's a very big, how do I say this? It's a black eye, and it is this, when the suitcase nukes go off, that's the start of the fall of America. Okay, let's go on. Let me remind you also, we are now up to 37 different prophecies that say that suitcase nukes are going to go off in America. And that's the subject, how many? My understanding is that one time we had up to 35 that are supposed to go off. Now, Benjamin Fulford says, oh, those were all found. Well, that's not what the prophecies say. So if you want your car to start, if you want your computer to work when they go off, go to empshields.com, get you one of these devices here. You just peel this off, this real strong Velcro, peel this off, stick it under your hood. Takes about 10 minutes to put it on. You can also put one on your house. Red to red, black to black, or black to black, green goes to the body of your car. And the plan is that it will keep your car's electronics from all the computer chips from frying. I mean, you may as well just throw your car away. When all the computer chips get fried, it's done, okay? You can pull it with horses, but that's about all it's good for. 17 say a meteor, tsunami, and earthquake is going to hit, and from what I see right now, that appears to be not imminent. Maybe early next year. Anyway, next thing is, I have 14 prophecies say we're looking at a food shortage coming. And sad to say, that is probably coming early 25. I'm just guessing. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to, everybody wants to know when. Okay, I don't know when, but I know it's soon. $11 say the dollar is going to fall. Down 30% to zero. Surprise Russian nuclear attack told by Dumitru Duduman and several others, and I've got 2 that says there's not going to be any gasoline. Now, before I get into, now there is only going to be 10 suitcase nukes. There's a couple of things I need to say. 1, I don't normally post or endorse prophetic words at all. Very, very seldom. Why? I think they just contain too much flesh, and I can see the flesh in it. I'm putting this out because I don't believe that this one falls into that category. But understand, I don't endorse all the messages from all of the people that I put on Prophecy Club. So the things I put on Prophecy Club, I think you can count on it. But what happens is people say, oh, what else did this person say? Well, maybe this person said some other things that are not from God. And then I get an email, hey, this person said this crazy stuff. Well, I didn't put that on Prophecy Club because I thought it was crazy stuff too, okay? So give me a break. I'm responsible for what I put on Prophecy Club, and the things I'm putting on here today, I believe are accurate. Many of the prophecies are not intended to come to pass. They're intended, like Nineveh, to get us to repent, to pray. Jesus doesn't want to bring this judgment. He's trying to get us to listen. And so I think that's part of the message today is I think that our prayers, and that's what it's about to say, have reduced the number. Now, initially, way back in 1988 when we had Stanislav Luno come in, he was told that 50 suitcase nukes had been smuggled into America. Then a later prophecy said, no, it's down to 35. Well, today it's saying now there's only 10 that are actually going to go off. That's good news. I'll take the good news. I don't want this stuff to happen. So anyway, to get to the prophecy, she says, there are still those of your children who truly love me, this is Jesus speaking, though few in number today, that are crying out to you to show your merciful hand in the situation with the 12 hidden suitcase nukes. This is edited for flow. I appeal to your great mercy and love for all you have created. I heard a firm but gentle voice reply to me, done, daughter, done. I take it back. The first part was Vicky praying. Then suddenly the darkness faded away and a bright hand reached down to the table with 4 mismatched briefcases. There's one on the smaller table beside them. There are 7 instead of 8 on the table. There still remains 4 of the mismatched ones on the larger table as before. There are a total of 12 suitcases combined on both tables. That's the point we need to remember. A hand that had a scar on his wrist moves down one of the suitcases to the smallest table. A voice said, I am the righteous judge. I judge through holiness and right standards. Your petitions, I don't think it's just Vicky's, I think probably Prophecy Club and a lot of other people, I think this has scared a lot of people. I mean, we've got 850 people on our Fast Gap team. We've got 1,500 and some odd people on our Fast Track team that are fasting and praying against this stuff. Okay, so that's the whole point of this. That's the purpose of this. If we don't pray, it comes fast and hard. We need to pray that it comes slow and soft if we can't pray it away. Anyway, let me go back. Your petitions have been heard. I have heard the cries of my children. My heart has been moved. I will not stop all of these hidden devices. But in answer to my children's cries, I will stop the detonation of one more of these hidden devices, in addition to the one hidden in D.C. that he had already said he's not going to let go of. It will not be one of those in New York or California where the enemy has their seats of control of evil in this nation, beside your Washington, D.C. I will be one of the others. It will be one of the others. I've also moved to lessen the severity of some of the effects of these devices, but I will not be moved again. I love you, my children. The time has come for Babylon to receive the reward of her evil actions. Now, I'm going to show you in just a second another reason why I think this is of God. And I'm pretty sure that Vicky didn't have this information. I mean, you know, I've been studying prophecy 40 years, 160 guest speakers, 330 DVDs, memorized the book of Revelation, and I'm pretty sure I have information out there that Vicky has not run across yet. I think, I don't know how long she's been doing it, but I think she's fairly new to the game compared to 40 years. At least she doesn't look that old. Anyway, for the time has come for Babylon to receive the reward for her evil actions. This, meaning the suitcase nukes, this is the start of the final blows that causes her death as a nation. Babylon's wickedness is great, her ways evil. I have heard your cries, my children, and I have moved on your behalf in this situation twice through your earnest prayers. Thank you very much, Lord. Now the judgment sentence can be carried through, which, by the way, I guess I should say, if you want to join us fasting and praying, you go to prophecyclub.com, prophecyclub.com, slide all the way to the bottom. You can sign up for Fast Track, Praying for Prophecy Club, Fast Gap, Praying for America. Here's my promise. Every Tuesday evening, directly from me, with all the typos in it, I send you an email directly from me to you, saying this is the prayer for the week. And I never ask for donations, and I never send product offers. This is only if you want to fast and pray for the Prophecy Club or for America. You can quit anytime you want to. I might add, I have very few people that quit. They see the heart of what we're doing here. Anyway, I've heard your cries, my children, and I've moved on your behalf in this situation twice through your earnest prayers. Now the judgment sentence shall be carried through. Just as when I was moved by Amos' petitions for his people and other of my people in times past. I didn't look it up. We are now at the point that it goes forward unstopped. The judgment is final. All petitions heard. Babylon's fall begins this night. Now, I am not going to begin to try to tell you exactly what that means. I've tried to tell you what that means a couple of other times and I got bit. So I don't think it's saying in the next 24 hours. I don't think that's what it's saying. All I can say is that the whole tribulation is referred to as in 1 hour. So who knows? Day is with the Lord 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a day. So I'm just skipping by that. This night, the remainder of the hidden suitcases shall go off. All is in place. All commands are given. Babylon must fall. That's right. 6 chapters in the Bible. It's got to fall, which are Revelation 18, Jeremiah 50, 51, Isaiah 13, 21, and 47. This shall greatly weaken her within 1 hour, when all eyes take their eyes off of Israel. That's Revelation 18. America falls in 1 hour. To behold the king of the east of China and Babylon. Now, that's the part I'm pretty sure Vicky doesn't have that information. That came to us from Dumitru, and my guess is, well, matter of fact, when I first contacted Vicky 9 months ago, she'd never even heard of Dumitru Duduman. So this, she does not have, and you'd have to know all of the prophecies of Dumitru well to understand what she's saying. Now let me explain it. It says, this shall greatly weaken her within 1 hour, when all eyes take their eyes off of Israel. Why? Because Taiwan is attacked. Now wait, I'm going to show you here in just a second. Matter of fact, I'll just wait to explain that because I've got it here ready to show you. Take their eyes off of Israel, behold the king of the east of China and Babylon. In other words, when we go to war with China over Taiwan. Still known as your world today as America, Putin, Russia shall strike the first strike, causing your nation, daughter, to fully fall within 1 hour of your time. Now, that is what Dumitru is talking about when Russia strikes. Never shall she rise again. That's straight out of Revelation 18 too. Never shall she become a leader among nations again. Never will she lead the world astray again by her evil, wicked ways. And in the end, after she has been divided in her people, right now we're divided, and divided in her physical land. Now, I think she has prophesied some earthquakes before. I can't recall exactly if she said we're going to split down the middle, like we have, 14 other people that have seen, okay? Struck down in 1 hour, soon followed by invasion. Her people murdered, taken captive, in addition to all the disasters, destruction, tsunamis, and other things, I shall sink her. Now, I've not heard any other prophecies saying I'm going to sink America, and I don't think Vicky Parnell has prophesied that either. Here's where it's found. Revelation 18:21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and should be found no more at all. And if you go into Jeremiah 50 and 51, there's other places in there where it says, I will cover her with the sea and stuff like that. Anyway, let's go on. Struck down in 1 hour, soon followed by an invasion. Let me skip on down. So her memory shall be no more, and that's true, and I can show you that in Revelation 2. But again, that's after, that is, in my opinion, within the 4 months before Jesus returns for Armageddon. I ensure the removal of all who are mine. Now, I wish that this did not have so much, all of her talk, all of the thing coming from Vicky. I wish it didn't have so much talk about I'm going to come and save you. Because then the pre-tribbers think, I don't have to worry. There you go. Jesus is going to come and get me in a pre-trib rapture. I don't have to worry about any of this. Wrong. That's not going to happen. You know, I hate to upset you, but it's just, look, you can believe in a pre-trib rapture if you want to, under one condition. And that is if you have promised you will never deny Jesus, you will not get upset, you will not get angry when you find yourself slap dab, as we say in Texas, slap dab in the middle of trouble, in the middle of the tribulation, and Jesus has not come to get you. My opinion, when Jesus does come to get us is on the Feast of Trumpets, and I've explained that, which is about 4 months before Armageddon. So, yes, he's coming to get us. Yes, he's coming to get us to go to the marriage supper of the Lamb, but it's not to come and get us to save us. It's so that we can see there at the coronation him crowned King of Kings and Lord of Lords. We, at that point, become the bride of Christ. Anyway, trust me. Again, I memorized the book of Revelation. I've written 4 books on it. Get my book, Secret Door to Understand Bible Prophecy, if you want to understand it. Secret Door to Understand Bible Prophecy at prophecyclub.com. I shall sink her. So her memory shall be removed, shall be no more, after I ensure the removal of all who are mine, who have accepted me, Jesus Christ, into their hearts, making me Lord of their lives. Now, what she said is correct. It's just that a lot of pre-trib will read that and say, we don't have to hear any of this. Jesus is going to come and get us. No, he's not. He is going to come get us, but most Americans, most Christians will be dead by then, in my opinion. Look, if I get in that, then I'll get off what I'm trying to say, so I'll skip. In this night, before the new day dawns, my great day of wrath, as written in my holy word. Okay, now hang on. In this night. Now, see, our clock moves a whole lot faster than Jesus' clock. The whole tribulation, as I said, is in Revelation described as 1 hour. Okay, so when he's saying in this night, it doesn't necessarily mean our 24 hours. Kind of like in the scriptures, all does not always mean all. Now does not always mean now. Okay, he has a much slower time clock. So it says, in this night before the new day dawns. What's the new day? Well, I think it is not, but it could be. It could be talking about when Jesus returns at Armageddon. I suspect, my best guess is that it's when we get a new flag, a new nation called the Republic of the United States. And all of this makes sense, that all of this would hit before then. That part, I agree with. Now, let's go on. My great day of wrath, okay, that's Armageddon. That's the Feast of Trumpets, which is the last day of eternity. We've talked about that. I'll move on. My great day of wrath, as written in my holy word, the 3 days of darkness shall also come. Well, let's see, when does that happen? 3 days of darkness, the 5th vial. Got to look at the scripture here. Revelation 16:10, the seat of the beast is full of darkness at the 5th vial. 4th vial, these are days. The 4th vial gets 7 times hotter. Isaiah 30 verse 26. Then the seat of the beast is full of darkness for 3 days. So those 3 days of darkness is just before Armageddon. There's no question to that. Shall also come. This I have spoken this, and it shall be. I say again, my daughter, I have heard your cries, petitions, and prayers, as well as many others, of my children who truly love me. 10. and not 11 of the 12 hidden suitcases shall detonate, and no more, basically, is what. Now there's only 10. In other words, only 10 are going to go off. Well, okay, what does that mean? One suitcase nuke go off in this nation, and we will never be the same. 10 of them go off, and according to Jason Meeks, he saw one in Lubbock, one in Dallas, one in Fort Worth, and then I've covered this many times, so I'll move on. Now, here's another reason I think she is hearing from God. Again, I don't think she hadn't studied Dumitru. She never even heard him when I called him. So, April 22, 1996, Dumitru Duduman. I prayed and I went to bed. I was still awake when suddenly I heard a trumpet sound, and a voice cried out saying, "Stand." I saw 3 men dressed alike. 2 of the men carried weapons. One of the armed men said, "I woke you to show you what is to come." He said, "Come with me." When we reached the place, he said, "Stop here." A pair of binoculars was handed to me, and I was told to look through them. "Stand here, don't move, and look," he continued. "You will see what they're saying and what they're preparing for America." I saw the president of Russia. Now, this is a question area. Of course, Dumitru's gone, so we can't ask him the question. I'm unclear where in this area, and I'll explain. I saw the president of Russia and a short, chubby man. Now, right now, I would say that Putin is short, but I wouldn't say he's chubby. And right now, the leader of China is not short, he's tall, and he's not chubby either. However, remember, one of the prophecies says from Chris Reed that China is also about to have a revolution, and the Communist Party of China is going to be overthrown. This is still years down the road, in my opinion. Who said he was the president of China, 2 others he could not understand. I gathered they were part of a Russian-controlled territory. The Russian president began to speak to the Chinese one. "I will give you the land with all the people, but you must free Taiwan from the Americans. Do not fear, we will attack them from behind." A voice said, "Watch where the Russians penetrate America." I saw the words Alaska, Minnesota, Florida. The man spoke. Now, here's the point. This is the part Vicky doesn't know, but she said it right. When America goes to war with China, the Russians will strike without warning. Okay, see, she said that, but she doesn't know that. Matter of fact, she said other things. Again, now, I don't post everything she says, as I don't post everything a lot of people say. This matches. The other 2 presidents spoke. "We too will fight for you." Each had a place already planned as a point of attack. All of them shook hands and hugged. Then they all signed a contract. One of them said, "We're sure that Korea," I think North Korea, "and Cuba will be on our side too. Without a doubt, together, we can destroy America." The president of Russia began to speak insistently. "Why let ourselves be led by the Americans? Why not rule the world ourselves? They must be kicked out of Europe too. Then I can do as I please with Europe." The man standing beside me asked, meaning the angel, "This is what you saw." They asked his friends. They say they respect the treaties made together, but everything I've shown you is how it will really happen. In other words, this was showing what they plan, but it doesn't necessarily happen that way. All right, now, I'm going to skip that. I'm running out of time here. Now, I read this yesterday. This is the new information, but since it has a date attached to it, and since the other things that Barry has come up with regarding this topic seem to be on target, I'm going to read this too. August 18th, this is brand new, 2024. This afternoon I was driving and the Lord opened a screen before me. On the screen were the words or the numbers 1776. It was in an old font written in calligraphy. I knew this was clearly a year. Then on the screen was the numbers 2024. This was in a new-looking font. I instinctively knew that it was also a year, but it was written in a new high-level font that I'd never seen before. The only way we can describe it is as a new futuristic font and almost seemed embedded within a high level of what contained a DNA that was being released at this moment. I watched the screen where now both these dates, 1776, when America was formed, and 2024, now superimposed on top of each other and became one. What's it saying? It's saying the old nation, 1776, the all-capital United States of America with the Constitution is gone and merged into a new one that is the Republic of the United States. Whether the Constitution is part of it, no one has had a prophecy about that. Let's go on. As I watched 2024 and 1776 come into sync, 2024 absorbed 1776, and they became what seemed to be one and the same. Remember, Vicky was made to sign a death certificate of America. Remember where it just said, new day, new dawn? In my opinion, that's what it's talking about. So if that's true, and I hate to even say this, but what that's saying is these suitcase nukes are associated with the changing between 1776 to 2024, and Chris Reed says that happens in January 25. Stan, you just set a date? Nope, not me. I'm not setting any more dates. I don't want to miss anything. As they spun together, they locked perfectly into place for this very moment in history. I knew by the Spirit of God that what took place in 1776 was going to be surpassed in history by what is being released and happening right now in 2024. This was the moment for things to drop in place. In other words, the massive arrests, Trump put in charge, just like I said at the beginning of the program. As they locked together, fireworks began. The fireworks were far, far beyond anything we'd ever seen in history. The first round of fireworks were intense, and I saw an uprising. Civil unrest boiling over as cities across the USA. Their fireworks were intense, spawned out of conflict and upheaval. There's going to be trouble. There's going to be chaos. Not everybody likes Trump. Not everybody likes America. Not everybody wants to see us do well. A lot of the communists want to destroy us. I knew that something big had happened, and there was a catalyst that could not be stopped. Not be stopped. My white hat banker has told me several times, it can't be stopped. It was the only way to displace the evil that had been predominant over the nation. I saw truth, justice being released. And in a moment, the evil regimes had to pull out every evil intention, plan, and action to try and stop the deployment of the justice that was now here encroaching on them from every side. It was no longer in wait. It was here. And the Lord's justice was being deployed. I saw cities on fire, retaliation and conflict as authorities moved in to do what they had to do, arrest people. I saw a plethora of military and law enforcement taking massive action to arrest, that's another confirmation, and contain these evil ones who were responsible for every inhumane action and corrupt deed. Justice would not be stopped. I saw patriots rising up to back up the force and support the White Hats. In any way they could, they were helping hold ground taken back. The rebirthing of the nation was at hand. Then I was shown a flag. Okay, that's important. Then I was shown flags being lowered in the USA and other nations globally, not just America. Babylonian governments were being dealt with internationally. New kingdom governance was, again, I think if Trump doesn't come back in the name of a king as president, I still think he'll come back as the power of a king, like Nebuchadnezzar said, whom he would he slew, whom he would he kept alive, whom he would he lifted up, whom he would he put down. New kingdom governments was being released. Many would be raising new flags. We're going to get a new flag. Dumitru saw us get a new flag. A new flag of the days to come, nations coming under the lordship of the Lord God Almighty. Babylonian systems were no longer in control. Righteous leaders standing for truth and justice were leading. The time is now. That's kind of what Vicky said, okay? The time is now. As the truth was now being broadcast globally, it could not be denied that this was now the time for change. Now remember, the truth is broadcast globally. I've told you that the plan is to have an 8-hour video showing all the bad guys that cockroaches have done, all the bad things. And they have that 8-hour on loop 3 times a day for 10 days straight. At least that's the plan. The Father was turning up the heat on it all. I saw the Lord launching the hidden ones into positions to lead and to rebuild according to his plans and purposes. These hidden ones had been hidden and prepared for this very moment. The Lord had clearly set things up. As I was recording this, the Lord spoke to me, saying, Barry, tell my people I am pulling the linchpin. What is about to take place will cause many great distress, for they could not imagine such evil in those they had trusted. What these ones have done to steal, kill, and destroy shall now be brought to justice for all to see. To videotape. They're going to show all the bad things. What I'm releasing now will change the nations forever. Hold fast unto me through the darkness and shaking. It is going to be dark for a time. There's trouble coming, chaos. But trust me in the storm. See, that's the same word that Shane Warren said, a storm. Trust me in the storm, for it is in this darkness that I work my mysteries and my best to set my people free. I'm going to move swiftly. Stay in step with me as I move. There is a new day dawning. See, I think that's what Vicky's talking about. I don't think she's trying to say Suitcase Nukes going to go off this very night. I think it's saying that as all of this new change transpires, look at the devil is not going quietly and peacefully into the night. So when we start kicking him out of his financial system, kicking him out of the U.S. government, rounding his people up, he's going to remember that Dumitru Duduman was told, we have ruled this planet for thousands of years and we'll destroy it rather than give it up. That's the devil making good on his promise. Well, I've run out of time. Get yourself prepared. Ask Jesus to be in your heart. In 2021, I started making bread, and long story short is I believe God showed me that wheat is God's famine food, just like it was famine food back in the 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine, days of Pharaoh and Joseph. And I believe that that's what God has planned to feed his people. And you get it by going to josephskitchen.com. 3 steps. First, you want to get a machine package. Second, you want to order 6 ingredients and watch some videos, download the recipes to be able to make the bread. josephskitchen.com. Most of your long-time storage food, emergency food, all of that, typically are talking $9,000, $10,000 to feed one person for a year. Joseph Kitchen can show you how to do it for around $1,000 a person, and your kids will actually eat it, and it's actually good for you. Here's some bread that I made. In my case, I lost weight, lowered my blood pressure, gives me more energy. I eat a morning, slice in the morning, slice in the afternoon, always a slice before I go play racquetball. Go check it out, josephskitchen.com. If you don't want to lose your life's savings, if you have an IRA or a 401k, the thing to do is call 800-200-GOLD. 800-200-GOLD. These folks are Christians, and they specialize in helping people not lose their life savings in the event of a stock market crash and things like that. Look, most of the 401ks, most of the IRAs are in paper, backed by paper, and as Lindsey Williams says, if it's in paper, it's worth the paper it's written on. You can lose it all. 1-800-200-GOLD. 800-200-GOLD. Hey, give them a call. Doesn't hurt, doesn't cost you anything. See if they can give you some good advice.